Hi, my name's Rob. Nice to see you. I wanted to make a video about how men express their feelings when it comes to mental health issues. I myself have struggled with this over the years, and recently I've found it very difficult to cope. However, things are looking up. So I thought it would be worthwhile sharing this video with people, especially men, because men don't seem to want to share this information with anybody. You know, it's always the case of, oh, man up, pull yourself together, come on son, you'll be fine, and all that kind of stuff. When actually people that understand mental health know that that's absolutely the most ridiculous thing to say to somebody with depression or anxiety, because it's not something that you can just turn on and off and pull yourself together. It's something that is a bit deeper than that. It's inside your brain, and to get rid of that takes time, and to understand how you work also takes time. So what I'm here for is to sort of share my experiences when it comes to depression, anxiety, tell you how I feel about it, how it's affected my life, and hopefully it will help somebody else when they watch the video, because I'm sure it's not me. There's lots more people that are the same. A few years back I owned a business. I found it very stressful. I noticed that, you know, I started to get chest pains and stuff like that. I ended up in the hospital, thought I was having a heart attack. Ended up being anxiety. However, I thought I was really dying. This business made me realise that money and the pains in my chest and everything else wasn't everything. So I decided that maybe it's best not to do that anymore. I found in that time that I had 3 months off work. I wasn't well. Everything was just all over the place. How depression feels for me. Imagine this is your life, okay? Really, really happy, everything goes like this. And when you're sad, everything's going like that. With depression, everything's just like that all the time. So, you know, the excitement in life disappears, but the low bits tend to get very low, and it's quite difficult to get out of. What tends to happen with me, last year for the first time I took antidepressant tablets. Didn't want to do it. I've never felt so low in all my life, so I didn't really have any other choice. I've been for counselling, I've done everything that everybody suggests to do to try and understand how my head works so that I can control it rather than it controlling me. So what now happens with antidepressants is your spikes of happiness and sadness and you know, everything in between is sort of narrowed, so you don't get the top end of your personality. Well, this is my experience anyway, or the very low lows. The downside of antidepressants I've found is the first 2 or 3 weeks of taking them, I felt absolutely terrible, really, really bad. I thought that, you know, you take these tablets, after a week or so you're starting to feel better. Now you feel sick, you can't sleep, you're always starving, you know. It's not a great start, but if you see it through, actually, it tends to start to come good. And like right now, this time of year, Christmas time, I'm filming this, is always a tough time. I restarted back on the antidepressants about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, and these last couple of days I've started to feel almost what I'd class as normal. As you can tell, I'm probably not that normal, but you know, that's that. What I found really helped me as a man was to talk about how I was feeling. Keeping this in, I would say, would be very dangerous for anybody. It's not going to help you. You know, if you feel like you can't be happy, or you feel like nothing's good, nothing's worthwhile, you've got no point to your life, you know, this is a problem and you should talk to somebody about it. Find somebody who's sort of impartial, just somebody that you've sort of only know a little bit. Don't, from my experience, if you sort of stick to family and friends, it's quite difficult to do. New people, like a counsellor or your doctor, will have an unbiased opinion. They won't tell you to pull yourself together, they'll help you see it through. This is something that can be controlled. It never seems like it can be controlled, that's the thing. It seems like it's controlling you. This is what takes the time. I'm turning into a happier person nowadays. I've been, like a lot of people, in a very dark place. However, I do feel now that my life's starting to have a bit more purpose. So I'm composing music, playing the piano more, that's what I do for a job. The composing is giving me a lot more confidence and hope and creativity, which I seem to have lost through the depression. But it's now turning back, which I'm over the moon about. It's if I'd have taken this video 3 weeks ago, you would have not recognised the person that's looking at you right now. This last few weeks has been particularly difficult. So the reason for the video, you know, if you have a problem and you don't feel like you can talk to anybody, I'm here to tell you that you can. And if you do, it may help. I can't promise that it will help, but it's helped me. You know, I'm a man that's a very proud person. Every man doesn't want to feel like, oh, you know, you've failed because you're having to talk to somebody about stuff, man up and all that kind of stuff. Forget all that, it's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. Talk to somebody, get some help, find out what it is that's going on so that you can try and fix it. You'll have a better life. I am. See ya.